creeps you out a little bit.
I can't not see like the frog face from SA, like next to the title of that movie, like the Get Out guy.
Get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it is cool, isn't it?
Sorry, I've just got a text. Right, I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna have to.
You have to go?
My friends. Well, we've got time for Bodega, haven't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, what you literally got a text and you're leaving?
No, well, my friend's turned up that I haven't seen for like 10 years, and he's like, I've just parked up in Bristol town centre, so I'm gonna have to go and head over and have lunch with him. But
if you want,
no,
if you want, you can go, and me and Sips can do the Bodega.
I can take another 5 minutes for Bodega.
I'm gonna take my time with this one.
All right.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Bodega.
Nice.
Part
okay.
21 Enuo.
All right.
Nebish sat mesmerized by the incredible array of ships before him. Some kind of space yachting festival was taking place around Baboosh 3, home of the infamous Wallop Bar and Grill. And as spectacles go, it was spectacular. The magnified wide-angle viewport from the lounge of the Disco Volante acted as a wonderful front-seat view of the competition as the beautiful old-fashioned space yachts used their solar sails to glide around anchored buoys as they raced against each other. Sadly, behind him in the cargo hold, a far less seemly competition was afoot. "Rab, you're wasting your time," said Nebish wearily. "Shut your pie-hole, chum," slurred Rab, who swayed uncertainly despite being seated. "Do you wish to continue?" said Varu, sitting bolt upright opposite Rab. The two towering figures were squeezed into a pair of portable plastic folding chairs at a small portable plastic folding table, as if they were having a picnic. Instead, here they were in the cargo hold of the Disco Volante having an impromptu drinking contest. In one corner, Rab of Tartania, holder of the thrice regurgitated crown of Dunyer Neck, founding member of the Iron Gut Combat Battalion and possessor of a liver so powerful he was occasionally asked to consume dirty rocket fuel that he might then pee out pure rocket fuel. In the other corner, Varu, a combat droid so devastatingly powerful that it had been banned from setting foot on most inhabited worlds. Its inner workings were so complex that even Nebish, that master of technology, had struggled to simply replace one of Varu's servo batteries. It was also immune to any form of gas, poison, or toxin, and Spatial Brew fell into at least 2 of those categories.
Nice.
"Do you wish to continue?" Varu asked again, a small yes/no question mark flashing red on his face display. "Why? Fucking yes, you cunt you," shouted Rab. Both competitors picked up their drinking vessels, lead-lined tankards filled with Spatial Brew Plus, which was actually banned on more worlds than Varu, and then cracked them together. "Doing it goes," said Rab, vomiting briefly into his lap before necking the viscous booze. Varu poured his drink into a small funnel that emerged from a slot on his neck. Rab blinked hard and attempted to stare down Varu. "Do you wish to continue?" asked Varu, the same readout appearing on his face. "Fucking spiders!" screamed Rab, pouring at his face with one mighty hand, one of his eyes screwballing wildly to the left, while the other rolled madly in its socket. Some more vomiting, this time from his nose and ears. Nebish peered back out at the graceful dance of the space yachts, sighing at their majesty. "I think perhaps," he began, before Rab pounded the table with his fist, cracking it in 2. Empty cans flew in all directions, several crashing into Nebish, who shielded his face with one arm, pleading, "Rab, you're gonna kill yourself! Aye, the fucking way to the party is down the wee little hole, and then you take a left turn with your fucking maw, you wee scrote, you fucking... Oh, man, fucking ah!" said Rab. All of this vital information spewing out in one long string of vowels as he slid hopelessly down out of his chair, passing out on the floor. "Varu is victorious," said Varu, and a party popper on a tiny arm emerged from his shoulder, and a second tiny arm emerged slightly below it and pulled the string, sending coloured paper everywhere with a small bang. "Varu, how long has Bodega been down there for?" 6 hours, 13 minutes, and 5 seconds, said Varu. "That seems like a long time for a simple meeting," said Nebish, turning to his computer screen. "He said he wouldn't be long, so maybe we should try to contact him." "Possibly. He might also be getting his balls wet," said Varu, accessing his common parlance library. "True, but I don't know. He seemed kind of all business when he left. I think we should try the signal," said Nebish, pursing his lips. "Very well. Varu concurs," said the robot, rising and moving to the ship's communication station. All the members of the disco were fitted with a small signaling device on the inside of their left wrist, a simple vibrating implant that let someone know they needed to contact the ship. Nebish had insisted that a tracking device would be a disastrous idea in case the ship was captured. Their enemies would immediately be able to discern all of their whereabouts. But a receiver was different since it couldn't be located. Nebish sent out the wide beam "Where the Flav are you" signal and sat back to wait. Something was bothering him, however. They needed a way to communicate. That was a given. They also needed a way to let someone know you needed to communicate with them. It was no good just calling someone's communicator if it was a bad time to talk. Instead, you sent them a discreet ping, they knew you needed to talk, and they called you when it was convenient. But the ship's outbound hailing signal, was there a way to track that? Surely not. It was so broad, so omnidirectional, it could have come from anywhere. Here they were, cloaked up in the third moon's shadow, unnoticed by any possible federal ships patrolling the area, and for all anyone listening knew, someone somewhere had sent a simple 1-byte message to the whole flarving planet. Hell, you'd need 100 ships in an impromptu net, all listening in. Hundreds of ships. Nebish's eyes widened as the blindingly obvious slapped him in the face. The space yachts! Rab, Varu, we have to leave, shouted Nebish, lunging towards the bridge. Varu turned, processed the look on Nebish's face, and began powering up the hyperdrive. Rab dragged himself from the floor with a deathly groan and attempted to stand, but instead made do with a manly combat crawl towards the weapons station. What's on? He cried. Feds, shouted Nebish, sweat beading on his brow as he pointed to the viewport. The space yachts were wheeling away as behind them a fleet of federal pursuit ships burned straight for the third moon of Babush 3. What about Bodega? Asked Varu. We'll have to come back for him. We have to leave, now! And with that, Nebish slapped the go-go button and the Disco Volante span up its hyperdrive and vanished. On the planet below, Bodega was quite unaware that his getaway vessel had just pieced out on him, and that the combined forces of Krem Slum Dump's personal combat retinue now knew they almost had their man. Again. To be continued.
Oh, good work.
Bodega.
Good work,
Good work.
Bodega. Oh, it's exciting. That's a good setup for the next.
We're
For
closing
stranding
in
our
on a
hero.
Big old
Fucking, I'm
Bodega
loving the
ring.
to be continueds. These are good.
Yeah.
These are
I feel
nice.
we need some
I mean,
continues.
Continueds are good.
yeah.